Hey everyone, it's Paul from Alexander Knife Sharpening. So what I want to do today's video on, I wanted to share with you guys a couple things that I got. I can't take credit at all for this idea, except for some of the uses that you'll see for them. I got this from Matthew Rowell, who runs our Guild of Professional Sharpeners. He was the first person I seen use these, but since seeing Matt use them, I am absolutely in love with what I'm going to show you today, which is these things right here. These are on-off magnets, and they have a really strong pull force. Some of them anywhere from like 100 pounds to 150 pounds. And I'm going to show you what I'm using these for. I'm going to also show you this. I'll include links in the description of the video for everything, so you can pick them up if these look like something that you might like to use in your shop. So I just got bombarded with all kinds of gardening tools, hedgers, clippers, pruners. Literally, like, we had a couple beautiful warm days, and just it seemed like everybody brought them in, which is great. I'd rather get them in February than which happened last year on Memorial Day weekend. I could barely have room to move around the garage because so much of this kind of stuff came in. But one thing I do, they are honestly the thing I hate the most to sharpen, but I charge pretty good money for it, and it's a good income, but it is a lot of work. They often come in very dirty. They often come in rusty. This particular set over here was terrible condition. They were all rusted, like they'd been left outside. I do charge extra for rust removal, but that is where these magnets come in awesome. So the first place I saw these in use was Matthew Rowell. Matt did a video showing how he uses these to clean lawnmower blades, and I'm just gonna grab a tripod real quick, or actually maybe I'll just switch over to my other camera so I'll show you guys real quick how I use these. So this is an old, like, it's not even, I don't even think it's a Black & Decker. I think it's a knockoff, but I've had this like Black & Decker workmate kind of thing forever. Literally, I mean, I think I got it, honestly, I think I got it when I was in high school. I've literally had it like for many years. But it's super useful, and it's still holding up. And what I do with it, I mount, so way over here, that's my All-American sharpener that I have mounted to that giant piece of wood. So I put that huge piece of wood in here, and that's where I sharpen my mower blades. But one thing I hate about gardening equipment is it's dirty, it's gross, it makes the shop messy. So I like to clean it off. So when I can, I go outside and I clean everything off before I sharpen it. So, and that's where this little guy comes in. So this is something I picked up recently for cleaning off tools, and these are amazing. They will clean rust off, but they're not so aggressive that they start removing tons of metal. And most of these hedgers over here, these were entirely rusted, and I cleaned most of the rust off with that tool that you see right there. And what I do is I'll use these magnets to lock the tools in. And let me just switch cameras real quick and show you what I do there. Okay, so what I do with these on-off magnets is this particular set came with these little handles, which is great. And I just added a couple washers to them. And what I do is I take them, and if you have something similar to this, or you could drill holes in it if you had to, but I take them and I put them right I put the handle right through the hole, and then the washers let me lock this on-off magnet down to the Black & Decker Workmate style table. So then what this allows me to do, and I'm not going to put the other one on, but I would put one over here and use two of them. So these are great. You can turn them on and off, and I'll just show you kind of quickly. Now this one's all wrapped up, ready to go back to the customer, but this is, in this package is a lawnmower blade. But what I'll do is I'll turn this on, and then I will use this to hold the lawnmower blade. And when I use two of them, I mean, it really grabs them. So I'll have one on each side, and then I can take my grinder with that purple disc you saw in there and clean these off if they come in really filthy and need to be cleaned, or if it's some other type of tool that I need to take rust off of. I'll use this on-off magnet, and you can see they really hold pretty strong, depending on how much it gets a good grab of it. But I've been real happy with these things because I've been using them for all kinds of stuff. So that's how I use them on the little table. It's basically just for cleaning up gear. But let me show you a couple other places I'm using them around the shop. Okay, so another place I'm using them is over in my vise, and I really love this. So now, rather than locking knives in, and especially when I'm cleaning them using the 3M radial disc abrasives, I'll just take a knife and I'll lock it onto here. And then this gives me the ability to clean it, run radial discs over it, and whatever I need to do without having to try and figure out a way to get it locked into the vise. And then I simply will either pull them off or turn the magnet off. So that's another way that I'm using these magnets. Now, what's a third way I'm using them? I actually have 4 of these things. And let me undo one here. I'll show you another way I'm using it. So the other place I like these, so currently I have 4 in the shop. I also use these to hold my 1x30s in place. Let me show you what I do there. So sometimes I like to push into my 1x30s, and you'll see they can move a bit. So if I'm working on a piece and I'm pushing too hard, the 1x30 moves. So what I can do is these magnets actually grab in 2 spots. So they grab on one side, but they also grab on the bottom. So see the silvery slits? That's all the spots where the magnet will hold. So what I can do is I'll take one of these magnets and I'll put it right back here behind my 1x30. I'll turn it on, and because the top of my downdraft table is metal, it holds really well. Now I can push on my 1x30, and it doesn't slide away from me anymore. So I just can use it as a stop just to hold the 1x30s in place. So that's another place that I'm using these. And I'm up to 4 of them now, but I might even buy a couple more because I really like them that much. So, and let me show you the last one. So the other place I'm using them is right here. I used it. So you can get these with a little arm, connecting arm like this. Now it's used basically to put some type of probe tool on the end of this thing, and then you can monitor a probe or a temperature reading and stuff like that. That's what the purpose of this is. But I just utilized it for something else. I added this little aluminum rod here, screwed it into my ventilation, and now I use this to adjust my vacuum system to suck the metal away while I'm grinding, if I want to grind without having a mask on. Since I use CBN wheels and grind dry a lot, This gives me the ability to get this nice and close, but not in the way for grinding. So that's the third way that I'm using the on-off magnets. And like I said, I credit Matthew Rowell, who is the leader of the Guild of Professional Sharpeners. Matt uses, like I said, these to lock mower blades in and clean them up, but you can clearly find multiple uses around your shop for them, and that's why I ended up buying 4, and I'll probably be buying, I think, at least two more. And as I said, I will leave the link in the video description. The one other thing I want to remind you about is also, I'll leave the link to this. It's these purple discs. These things are really awesome. I like them better than wire wheels. I do have a whole collection of different types of wire wheels that are great also for, cleaning things. I'll show you my wire wheels. They all fit on my my grinder, so I got all these different types of wire wheels. But these are really amazing. I've been using a lot of I guess we would call them like nylon style abrasives lately. I've been using a couple on my jewelry grinder that they look like this, and these things are really great for re-putting in scratch patterns, removing rust, and this is kind of in the similar family. It's a abrasive made to remove paint and things like that. But the great thing about it, like I said, is it's not overly aggressive, so you don't end up like, compared to like a grinding wheel, this thing really doesn't remove that much metal, but does a really good job of just cleaning up the surface. So I'll put the link to this in there too. And that's it for now. And I'm so happy to be through all this gardening gear. I'm hoping I don't get a huge supply in next week, but I am going to be going away for a couple days here. I'm leaving on Friday to go back to my old state of New Jersey, visit some friends, and going for a family function. So I'll be gone for a couple days and back in on Monday. But that's today's video. I just wanted to share that. Hope you guys enjoyed that, and I will catch up with you all later. Bye.